Hi everyone, this is your lesson 2 video for Concerto in G, the Allegro by Vivaldi, the first violin part. Last time we went from measure 1 through 20, and today we're going to do 20 up to 37, so our next kind of mid-sized chunk of music. So we're actually going to start at the pickup to 20, and nothing too crazy going on here. We've got some little mini scales again. We have some syncopation, which we learned in the first lesson video, back in measure 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit different this time though, because instead of eighth, quarter, eighth, you're going to do eighth, quarter, and then 2/16. But the counting is basically the same. So let's just go slowly from measure 20 to 25, pick up to 20 to 25, and just try to play along with me. Here we go. About 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, you've got some repetition happening with different dynamic levels at the end right there. And then measure 22, just watch out for the rhythm in that measure because it kind of flips on you. You've been doing eighth, 2/16, and now after that syncopation figure, you have 2/16, eighth. So measure 22, again, will sound like this. 1 and 2. So just be careful of that measure. Otherwise, just go back, try it as slow as you need to. Let's go on to the next part. This is the pick up to 25 up to measure 30. Now in this next section we have a trill. Optional, if you don't want to worry about it, totally fine. Don't put it in, just play a normal fourth finger A. But if you'd like to try the trill, you're going to shift up to third position. So you don't want to trill on an open A to a B. You just don't do trills on open strings if you can avoid it. So what we're going to do in that measure, this is measure 27, you're going to start normal, then shift to third position on a 2. So you've got your A. You always trill up to the next note above that. So you're going to trill from an A to a B. And then just finish in third position on a 1. So again, that measure will go. And then you just shift down to first position after that. If you don't want to do that again, don't worry about it. But extra little challenge, make it sound pretty. All right, so here's the pick up to 25 up to measure 30. Still again slow, lots of little scales. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we get to 30. So while you're doing that, again, that trill measure, an alternate fingering, you could shift earlier. But more in tune than I just did. So during the open A, you can shift up to third position and get there just one note earlier if you prefer. While we're all doing this, remember your key signature. Make sure you're doing all those low 2s, C natural and G natural. All right, we have one chunk left. So this is 30 up to 37. You've got some alternating 16ths, similar to what we did at 12, actually almost exactly the same as 12, just not quite as long, followed by a bunch of syncopation figures, like we've done before. I have you going to third position in measure 34, just so that that repeated section with the low 1 in measure 35 sounds a little bit better. Again, kind of optional, but this I think it's a little easier and will sound a little bit better. All right, so let's do 30. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And that's the end of that section. So a couple of things again to watch out for, some accidentals at 30, 31, 32. You have a C sharp all of a sudden, high 2, but remember it's still low 2 on the E string, so you've got to flip that both times in 32 and 33. In 34, practice that shift a couple times, otherwise, again, feel free to do it in first position. 35, again, should sound very minor. So that's going to be a low 3 in third or a low 1 in first. Either way. So that's a minor measure, and then we go back to a nice happy major sound at 36. So just listen to those accidentals carefully. All right, so there's your lesson 2. Next time we'll get into page 2 with lesson 3.